It's kind of a challenge to see. Oh, there we are. We're live.
We're live.
How you doing, Mr. Jason?
I'm doing good. How are you, buddy?
Oh man, I am in Dallas, Texas.
Okay.
Fixing to jump on a plane headed to your part of the country, headed to Phoenix. And I'm gonna go get lost in the Grand Canyon over the weekend. What do you think about that?
I like that. So you're headed right where I am. I'm in Page, and the North Rim's just like 20 minutes away. So that's kind of cool. It's a small world.
Really?
Yeah, yeah.
So you're in Page. Are you there over the weekend, or are you coming back,
I
headed
might
back home?
I might drive back tonight. It maybe tomorrow, but we came up here. There's a factory here locally where they're pre-manufacturing multi-family units, and so we were
Nice.
doing some lean consulting in their manufacturing plant. We'll probably go today to see Horseshoe Band in the dam, and then we'll just drive back. So really
Oh, good.
excited.
Oh, I bet your brain just lights up with ideas and takeaways of what they're doing here. What can we do over here?
Yeah, I love it because like the we're tying manufacturing and construction is like been a long journey, and now it's like all coming together, and it's like a kid in a candy store. Yeah,
Yes,
so
yes.
it's
I,
really
I
fun.
was. I've been in Dallas at a conference, and they were talking about the McKinsey study that identified, like we all know, construction's painful. Our productivity is not where it could be, and
Yep.
there were a few things that they talked about that would impact our industry tremendously, and if we don't adopt it, the companies that don't adopt it are just going to die. One of them was DF, design for manufacturer assembly.
Yeah,
And so
yeah,
making that
yeah,
connection, it's coming,
yeah.
people. So folks out there in the omniverse, I'm Jesse. We got Mr. OG Jason Schroeder. Um, and y'all know the deal, right? We're here to celebrate the people that are putting in effort to leave this world better than they found it. And Jason Schroeder is one of those people. If you don't know, have you opened up your own library yet, Jason? With all the books that you've written?
No, that's super funny. But
So,
you will be proud of me. Well, I'll talk about it later. But I was able to write this last one with a bunch of the change makers. Go ahead. Sorry.
oh yeah, no, you're fine. You come on with it.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say like the it's getting a lot easier. This last one we wrote the elevated construction foreman or the elevated construction crew leader book in 2 months. And literally what happened is I sent out a LinkedIn post and like 50 people offered to help. And then throughout that effort, I'm like doing the outline and they're putting stuff in there so fast that I'm like, oh my gosh, like they almost wrote this thing for me. And I go through and I'm editing it and like we're done. Like I'm done writing that book. So you talk about the library, but like it's really an industry library. It's kind of growing that way. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no. And that's the beautiful thing. I don't know, and I don't know that it matters, but somebody wrote the first, like, and when I say the first, I know there's been like a lot of lean stuff or in construction or leadership, which to me, they're the same, right? But it feels like over the past 3 years, the quantity and volume of content that is available and produced by people that did the work.
Yeah.
And so that's one criteria. Also led the change with all their lean maniacal ways. Like
Yep.
that, those two combinations, having done the jobs in the less than amazing fashion and also led the change within the organizations they serve,
Yeah.
those people are producing all kinds of content that is
Amen.
super contextualized for the men and women that are out there doing the work right now. You
Yeah.
agree?
I agree,
And
100%. And the other thing is that a lot of, and to your point, so one thing I don't talk about a lot, but like when I was working at Hinsdale Phelps, I almost got fired the first couple of years. I was so in the dark, and then you start reading books and figuring everything out. Then you like scale, implement, and you also, I would add the Jen and Jess um, effect is like these people who are writing these books you're talking about also care about and love people, like have respect as a fundamental virtue, which is what we need. Anyway, I love your point.
yeah, man, thank you. Well, and I don't know, maybe somebody out there in the omniverse, folks, let us know where you're at. Tell, or if you're hiding, like taking an early lunch, don't chat. You'll get busted. But if you got some time, let us know you're out there so we can give you a shout out. Um, I'm gonna just throw a wild bet out there, Jason, and say that you probably have produced 60% of the books that are available.
You're so funny. Go ahead.
So you talked about you've got the foreman crew leader book. I know there's a superintendent book. I know there's an engineer. So how many books that are like out there? Because I'm sure there's a whole bunch more coming soon.
Well, so quick answer, elevating construction superintendents, which is really to get that respect and stability mindset. Elevating construction senior superintendents, the first one, I think you and Jen would be really proud of that one. That's about how to build teams and from a structural standpoint. And then you pull in that lean and love, like you wrote about, into that, and you got a killer team. I'm actually going to Hawaii with Katie next week, and
Nice.
we just like to do things that we like to do. And one of the things I'll write the second book of elevating construction superintendents, and that's the system, meaning there's, you and I both know there's the people in the system.
Totally.
Brandon Montero wrote elevating construction surveyors, and it's really, really good. We've
Wow.
got elevated our tax planning and integrated control, which takes tax, last planner, and Scrum, and says, hey, how can we get the system perspective that leads in and enables people to do that lean and love type respect? And I'm being serious. Like when you take Jen and Jess, you're like, we must respect people. We have to listen. We need to be vulnerable. Our focus is yes, this, but you all are doing a great job. It's how do we get a system, a schedule that doesn't like knock on this, like that actually supports this, right? So there's tax planning and integrated control. We just finished the foreman one, and then we'll do we'll redo the tax one now that we've learned so much about the system. We'll do field engineers, then project managers, then project engineers. So that's the books that we'll have.
And those are
Oh,
just the ones that are in English.
oh yeah, there's this. We're translating them in Spanish as fast as we can. So the superintendent book is. And by the way, I just got to do a shout out. Our Lean Tech team, most of them are in Mexico, in Guadalajara, and Colombia, and they are the smartest, most beautiful people on the earth, and they are translating that. So I want to give them a huge shout out. And so the other thing is Katie, the CEO of our company, she came up with an idea to do a planner, because we talk a lot about personal organization and how to really have that team balance and health. And so we made a planner. Actually, I don't know, it's right here.
Let's see it. Let's see it.
Oh yeah,
peek. Yeah.
So we've got a number of edits in here, so you can see the comments. But in here, you'll love this. You'll love this. Let me go to the couple. Where did I put the page? Now I'm on an audience. Oh, here it is. So we've got this, and some of this we learned from you all in all seriousness. So there's clarity, mindset, your identity, right? So some people in construction, oh, I'm stuck here. I'm just a dummy. No, you're not. You're amazing,
No.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. And then the physical body, mental health, huge shout out right over there. Spiritual life, relationships, career, and then finances. And what we teach is, hey, let's set goals on these pages for each of those, right? And then when you come to the actual planner, you can write your clarity, where you're going, what your immediate goals are, and time block that into your week.
Yes.
And then that leads into morning routine, right, where you do your stuff, your meditation, your day plan, time block. Then we're going to add an afternoon routine here,
Yes.
and then at the end we've got the to-do list, and then on the top it's important, urgent, not important, not urgent. And what we want people to do is be able to triage. Hey, if it's not in these two columns, I don't want to stress about it. Anyway, so really
Yep.
cool. It's set up for 90 days. I just took a group through it, and these will be available on Amazon. And then once it works and we know it works, we'll do that for all the positions. So
And then the app. The app will be right after that.
Yeah, we really, yeah, 100%.
I know. Jason, you and I were talking before we got kicked off. It was about 2 years ago when you spent some time with me and my baby brother Renee on the Learnings and Missteps podcast, and you just took the leap and the amount of value that you have provided to the industry over those 2 years, maybe it's been a little more than 2 years, is profound. And like, for me, it gives me something to aspire to. And to your point, the observation that Jen and I made was like, there's a lot of stuff out there. Our friends, the change makers, our brethren that are doing, and it's helping the industry. For us, what really, really lands and speaks to us is the human part, right? The emotional part, the vulnerability stuff. And I said, well, that makes it easy, because then because it is connected. It's not separate. It's yes and 100%. So we're going to get there. But before we get there, we got some people out there in the Omniverse that are saying hello, and I want to give them a shout out, if you don't mind, Jason.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So we got Mr. Clyde King coming in from West Virginia, I'm guessing. I don't know my geography. Clyde. He's been he has like a post every day, like a constructionism. Yeah. I'm not sure what he calls it, but thank you, Clyde. Thanks for chiming in. And then we got Miss Amy, No BS tribe member, coming in from Durham, North Carolina. She says, glad to see us both. Oh man, I didn't kick me out of that one. And this guy, don't you, Justin?
What's up, Justin? I love his RBF on that picture. Like, but he's so sweet though. He's not fooling anybody. Yeah,
he's an awesome man. That guy asked some question, and like, I can't imagine a time where Justin's not intently listening to the person that's speaking. Like, always comes across that way. And then we got Mr. Nick Jackson coming in from San Antonio. So I got to visit, well, it's already out. I got to spend some time with Mr. Nick. I got to see an amazing culture. I got to see some awesome visual management. I got to see some major accountability. So he's got it going on. Nick, thank you for joining in, my friend, and saying hello, coming in from the Deuce Dime. And Sean Smith. What's up, Sean? Sean's always super supportive. And Mr. Amut. Hang on. Where's Amut? Man, we got a bunch of people coming up. Yeah. Amut coming in from Canada, coming in from international. We're international, Jason.
One of my favorites right there.
He's an awesome dude. And then, let's see, do you know this troublemaker?
Oh, yeah. I know Adam. I love me some Adam. The goats. I feel so pretty every time he talks to me. I'm like, like, he is so complimentary. Like, I love Adam. He's like, if you and I were like, got lost in like the Amazon rainforest or got a flat in Texas, like he would make it to us to help us change the flat before anyone else. Like, Adam's just the salt of the earth. Yeah,
he absolutely is. And he's over slacking off in New York right now. No, he ain't slacking. He's out there helping some people, serving people, making some changes. LinkedIn user, I don't know why it does this, but coming in from Illinois. And look, we're getting all kinds of love, Jason. We might have to make this a regular thing.
I'm telling you what.
All the hearts. So you got the books. You've got the planner, which I think, like, for real, as you were sharing down, like, that's totally an app. What's underlying, or what I see in it, is it's a nice way to help people go from current state to leader standard work.
Yes. Amen. Amen.
Did I miss that?
No, that's totally, because, and what, just real quick, I won't take too long with this, but like, I also go through, when we do this with people, I also go through the 6 human needs, and how a lot of us, and it's totally fine, a lot of us focus on significance and certainty, and so we go ignore our future, our health, our mental state, to like, and you and Jen talk about this all the time, because we're chemically addicted to that praise and that significance. And my point with this is, like, there is a win-win. And so on the backside, like, there's the to-do list. You can win on your project, take care of your employer, but oh, hey, by the way, there's also a win up here for you and your career. Yes. Let's go ahead in our day plan. Let's just merge let's not do one or the other. Let's just find the win-win. And when we time block our days, us and our employer, we can win. Amen. So yes, leader standard work. Totally bought in. Totally bought in.
Boom, bam, and it's gonna have. Uh-oh, have you signed up for the construction Yeti, Matt Graves, the Himalayan Hoss? He's got a newsletter that comes out, super awesome. Uh, have you been able to see any of his stuff?
I just had a neat little experience with him on I think it was last week, and I haven't signed up for his newsletter, so I'm writing that down right now.
Yes, it's
Love.
totally worth it.
Yep. Okay, I'm on it. I
Yes.
saw.
Now you.
I've seen. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I'm talking to housekeeping.
Oh, got it. Yeah, they did that too. They're like, I thought somebody was going to come in with machine guns. I'm like, I'm good. I'm doing a podcast over here. But yeah, Matt, I saw Matt praising our buddy Felipe with some of the new Scrum things that have been going on, and I was able to spend some time last week. So, amen.
Yes, yes. And then we got Mr. Bob. Man, Bob's been super supportive for a very long time, also West Virginia. So we got
Yep.
people coming in from everywhere, Jason.
Love me some
Uh,
Bob.
yes, appreciate all of y'all for supporting. You got any questions for Jason? Drop them in the comments, and I'll go ahead and hit them with the Sidewinder question whenever they come up.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, Jesse, can I say something real quick? The
absolutely.
so when I say that, like, I really like the work that you and Jen are doing, and everyone else, all the other change makers that are with you, I mean that. And I've been there's some books that I've been reading lately, right? So there's the Thinking in Systems, there's the Fifth Discipline, there's a book called uh, Drift. I think it's Drift into Failure, and it's talking about how, like, the British petroleum oil spill, or that plane that crashed where they were inverted, or the landslide, or this or that or whatever. Everybody wants to come and be like, this person did it. They did it. And I'm learning, like, a lot of it's the system. We got good
Mhm.
humans. Yep, and I'm preaching to the choir, like, all this, so I'm wasting your time here, but
No,
like,
no, keep coming because our people
yeah,
need to hear it.
yeah, good people coming into a faulty system, and that system, they're doing their best, and they literally can't do anything because of the system. Wanting to make the best decisions, wanting to do what's right. Like that plane that crashed, that pilot didn't wake up this morning and be like, I want to kill 89 people. Those flight attendants did their best all 2 hours trying to rein that plane back in, right? These are good people. And what I'm passionate about, like, and I'm not saying that I'm one of hundreds that's trying to say, hey, let's fix the system. So if I say tact or last plan or a scrum like you all do, or this or that, I'm like, hey, let's adjust the system to be more welcoming to the people. And oh, by the way, when you go over there and hang out with people, you're going to be listening to Jen and Jess about how to, like, really have those conversations, but we need both. And I've just been on this kick lately. Like, I really do feel like we've just got to fix both. And I see us as, like, side by side road warriors attempting to do that. And so that's a compliment to the work that you all are doing. And I just want to say, for everybody listening to this, like, nothing's going to change until we fix the people and the system. And so I've seen some annoying, and nobody knows who I'm talking about, so don't try and guess. But, like, there's some annoying LinkedIn posts lately that I've been letting get under my skin that are like,
Mm,
oh, don't, we don't believe in to-do lists, or we don't believe in standardization in construction or in lean, or we don't believe in consultants, or we don't believe in this. And I'm like, what are we talking about? You need the people and the system. And I'm just like, like, let's and there's the victimized, like, not showing
hmm
up right, Jason. But I'm like, yes, we need both. And so I really think that pairing really works out well, and we can't ignore either one. We can't do the system without the people. We can't do the people without fixing the system. So I just wanted to share that real quick.
Yeah, yeah. I see at some point, maybe next 3, maybe 5 years, where this kind of conversation, I mean, more than conversation, some type of shared learning where all
Yeah.
the change makers come together and bring industry in and permeates past the big giant contractors out there. Because right
Yeah.
now, I mean, you tell me, I haven't been out on it as long as you have. But my observation is this, the big mega builders, they're all trying something. They're all working to figure something out in terms of optimizing or improving, fixing the system, and they're making an investment in people. But they're a small percentage of the construction industry as a whole.
Yeah. Yep.
Right? There's a lot of builders that might be doing, we'll just say 20 to $50 million a year.
Yep.
Or, and then that's not even counting the residential space.
Yep.
So when I think about the amount of work to be done in terms of saturating the construction industry such that the men and women are being appreciated appropriately, we got miles and miles and miles of work to do, Jason. And how far off base am I?
Nope, you're spot on. That's it. And even some of the big and I make a lot of money from big contractors, so I don't want to piss them off too much. But like I did a podcast the other day. I'm like, you guys got to get in the game, right? So like some of these big dogs are like, hey, let's go hire a Jesse or a Jason or an Adam or whatever. Let's get them one engagement. Let's steal everything that they have, pull it in house, and hide it, and like literally like use it for our own production purposes and possibly not even for people. And I'm like, you don't get it. Like, come on, get in the game. Like, we have to start caring about people. And so I poke them a little bit, and that I'm a little bit of a disruptor in that way. Most of the people that I see care are the 10 to 20, $50 million people. They're like, and I'm like, what are we doing here? They don't mention gross profit once. They don't mention on-time schedules once. They're like, I just want my people to want to be here. I want them to be happy. And I'm like, you and me, we're getting married. Like,
Yes.
like, well, here's a ring. We're going to put a ring on the finger right now. And so I wish more of the big dogs would get in the game and like stop worrying about so much about the profits and like actually worry about the people. But yeah, we got a long way to go. And the fact of the matter is, like, I was at a conference the other day and I was speaking, and I put together this presentation that was kind of neat. And I'm like, and I'll just do the same thing with you, Jesse. Like, if you had a family member that was verbally abused constantly, if you had a family member that, and I just like have the thought, like, what would you do? They're verbally abused. They were blamed for everything. Their partner withheld money when they didn't like what they were doing. They were talked down to. They were run into the ground. They weren't allowed to go certain places. Like, and like, I'm sure like people are like, well, I'd be beating somebody up. Like, who is this? I'll go grab my cousin or whoever this is happening to. And I'm like, that kind of abuse happens to trade partners and foremen and workers every single day, every
Yes.
single day. And I am so tired of well, we just don't have a trained workforce, or like we don't have like I heard somebody the other day, they're like, I've never seen less give a crap from workers in my entire life, or I would fire every one of these trades before I would fire my scheduler, my senior scheduler, or yeah, we just don't have the right people in construction or whatever. And I'm like, hold on a minute, hold on. We are finishing projects because of the workers and foremen, in spite of your idiocy. Like they stay in spite of the abuse. Like they're getting hit in the face and slapped, and we got schmarmy little project managers withholding their pay when it's not like warranted, like, and like just like abusing them every day, and they still keep coming. And people are like, well, we can't hire enough people in construction. It's because they're lazy and they want to go. No, it's because they got the message. They're like, okay, you don't want me here, I got it. I don't even have a place to go pee or go number two and wash my hands. Like, I get it, I'm out, I'll go somewhere else where I'm wanted. They finally get the message that we don't care about them, we don't respect them. And I'm like, I'm tired of this. And so for anybody listening, owners, general contractors, which I'm owning that because I've been in that world for a long time. It's our fault. Like, we did this and we've got to fix this, and it's got to stop today. And I'll be darned if I hear somebody else blame it on them and not say anything again, because it's wrong. Stop it. Sorry for going on a rant there. I'm just like, this is insane to me.
Yes.
Like,
Jason,
Jesse, tell me I'm lying.
No, you're speaking my love language. I mean, one of the things because I came from the trade partner side of business. Spent over 25 years on the trade partner side, out in the field. I got to see so many what do we want to contortions of the last planner system, collaborative planning, tech, like all the stuff. They just called it something, and still all it was a switch. They went and made me get a branch off the tree so they could whoop me with it. That's what it was. My favorite thing, Jason, is when that leader on the side, the GC, the superintendent project manager, they get in my face and say, you know what our problem is? It's a lack of leadership. And I'd be like, I agree. You're the freaking leader, fool. Like, come on. So it's there are some organizations, and rather, I'll be more clear. There are some leaders within organizations that know how to demonstrate appreciation for the men and women doing the work, right? Those are the people, like you were talking about some of your clients, like, let's put a ring on it, baby. Husband me up. Let's do this, because they want to serve their people. It's kind of like, you know, there are some people that they want to change their own oil, and other people that want to take their car to the service station so somebody else can change their oil. Well, the clients that I do best with are the ones that are ready to get under the hood and change that oil together. Because it's going to take dual effort. And you touched on something, you demonstrated it, and then you called people out on it. So what I'm talking about is ownership. You're calling out GCs and these organizations that they need to step up, get in the game, and take ownership of how we have created these conditions. The trades, the people with the lowest amount of influence are not the ones that create the conditions. They're the ones that live in the conditions.
Amen.
Is that clear? Like
100%. And you can't expect to form it. What am I going to do? Walk into a room of 20 people and be like, this isn't good enough for me. Let me take over. It's not going to happen.
It's not.
And so this might, I hope this isn't arrogant. Like I'll say it like this, and then I just want to liken it to you. Like you've worked with trades and GCs. You were a foreman, you were a superintendent, you were a general superintendent. You were all the things, right? You know what you're talking about. I'm going to say the same thing on my end. I've worked for the big dogs, Hensel Phelps, DPR, like the big dogs, like huge mega projects, small project, run my own projects. You will never, and you never have seen a Jason job where I was a superintendent where we didn't have killer bathrooms, an amazing lunch area, and I didn't talk to every worker every day in a huddle, and I didn't shake their hand and love them and make sure that they were taken care of. And if I walked onto anybody's project, and this is where it might sound a little cocky, but I'm dead serious, you put me on any job, and I'll take this bet. I don't know what we're betting, but I'll take the bet. I don't care how big it is. You put me there for 72 hours, the whole thing will change. And so it ain't circumstance. It's not the supply chains. It's not, it's our industry. It's not our contract. It's none of that stuff. UGCs, and I'll do a lowercase g. We are the God of this world. We are the gods of this world. And if I wave my hand, it happens. And so when Jason Schroeder steps out on that project, we will take care of these people. There will be nice bathrooms. There will be hand wash stations. We will love them. We will respect them. We will not push them. And so the reason I tell people that, it's all here. Because if I can step on that job, and I can do it anywhere in the country, Jesse, you just send me wherever you want me. 72 hours, that will change, because I will stop getting in the way of the trade's brilliance, their partnership, their experience, and I will say, this is what we're doing, and here's the environment. And I will command and control the environment, but I will never command and control the people. I will say, let's have that Jen and Jess collaborative environment, and we can build any size project anywhere in the world at any time with any kind of schedule tomorrow, because it's based out of what you're talking about, respect. And so that's my little arrogant speech, but I'm just saying, any GC or owner that wants to do it right, we know today how to do IPD. We know today how to write the right contracts. We know today how to involve trade partners. We know today how to build the right schedule. We know today how to implement last planner the right way, like you're saying. We know today from Lean and Love how to actually connect with people. Today, we have all of the information today, and quite frankly, I'm a little tired and annoyed that every LCI conference, which I appreciate, were the same presentations. The presentations are the same as they were 15 years ago. Every contractor should be, and you said it's Chewy approved the other day, every contractor should be having huddles. Every contractor should treat their foreman with respect. Every job should have nice bathrooms right now. Every job should have visual communication systems. Every job should have a lunch area. Every job should huddle with their workers. Done. What are we waiting for? We knew this 15 years ago, everybody. Let me say this. You are behind if you don't have those things on your job, general contractors. And if your trades aren't succeeding, how do we provide that environment? And if your people aren't trained, whose job was it to train them? And if they're not wanting to be in the construction industry, whose job was that? And so, sorry for I'm going on too long, but like, uh, and I turn people off when I say that. So you'll probably get people signing off and being like, "I'm not ever attending an OG
No,
spotlight again."
actually, the chat is like on fire right now.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
sparking it. That's what we need, baby. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah. So like let me just say this before I shut up. Like all you owners out there doing design bid build contracts, all you owners out there like steal and float and only allowing time impact analyses based off of a critical path, all you owners out there that aren't first focusing on worker conditions, all you contractors out there don't treat your trades right, all you contractors out there like, oh, what is lean? Like I'm calling you out. Like you are behind. I want you here now. And I'm saying this out of respect because I love you and I love the workers, and we have to get that done. You listen to this, listen to our podcast. We'll show you how to do it. It can all change tomorrow as long as you just make the decision. So
Yeah.
that I'm calling them out, Jesse.
Yes. Look. Chris Evans says, "Preach, baby, preach." Matt says,
Funny.
"Passion, making the industry a better place." I got my buddy, Mr. Ian Smith, who is a newly minted emotional bungee jumper. He says, respect people builds trust and fosters true teamwork in creating the right environment so people can be the very best that they can be. Like people, like you said it, nobody wants to come and suck. We're growing to the conditions that we're in. Amy, like, it's the simple stuff. Yes, bathroom, break areas, knowing people's name. Like it's not that hard. But we're out there. I had a boss. He's passed. He was a huge mentor. He had a huge impact on my thinking and my career. And I had just gotten promoted I was a foreman. I just got promoted to superintendent. And I don't know, 2 days I've been at the office playing around with these spreadsheets. And he finally said, "Hey, Jess, like, I see you keep playing with the spreadsheets. Like, are you struggling understanding it?" I said, "No, I'm just, if I do this and do that, da, 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 da." He's like, "Okay." He said, "I'm just going to tell you this. You can manage your work the way you want." He's like, "But anything you do to that spreadsheet is not making work easier for people out there right now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what you do. You want to use pivot tables. It doesn't matter. You can manipulate all that information, and it is not going to make the work better for the people."
Yeah.
And I said, "Oh my goodness. I just spent 2 whole days here when I could have been out there understanding the conditions my team was in and doing something to mitigate the negative impact of those conditions." And that's not to say that the information, the stuff on the wall, the stuff on the screen isn't valuable. It is to say, look at it, understand it, and then the information you glean from it, let it guide you to go and attack the problems and make the work better for the people to do the damn work. It's not complicated.
Yeah, with the people, to your point that you always make is right. You could have the spreadsheet, just put it in a visual format. It doesn't even have to be correct. We'll get the foreman together and all the experts, and we'll make it correct together. Like I love it. I love that.
Yes, absolutely. So podcast 6, I think I counted. Well, I'm going to say 7. We're going to count the planner as a book. And then they're all going to be in Spanish. So that's 14. How many YouTube channels do you have, Jason?
Well, so we have 4. So the Lean Super, Lean Survey, and Lean Tact are specifically, so when we get asked a question, we want to like answer it. So those YouTube channels are designed, if somebody asks us a question, we respond through the YouTube channel. And so then we have it forever. And then we started another one. It's just under my name because that's what they said is best for scaling. It's under Jason Schroeder. And those are like professionally curated videos. I don't mind being transparent about everything. It gets pretty expensive, but it's a really neat service. So we paid $10,000 to go do 20 videos, and
Whew.
they make me script them. We do the whole thing. We go to a professional recording studio. They edit it and they scale it. And so that's specifically what we did is we took all the questions that we could find, well, for that 20, but in the construction industry, we're attempting to answer it with experts, not just me, as fast as we can so that they're out there and we're framing it the right way. So there's 4 total YouTube channels.
Amazing. And I point that out so that the folks out there that are catching on the replay or you're here live, so that you know the volume of content, valuable, useful content that you have produced is immense. And so on one hand, I do want to brag about you and show you love because you got it going on. And on the other end, there's a whole bunch of Matt Graves shared this stat that I don't remember who he snaked it from, but it's an awesome stat. LinkedIn has over 2 million users that fall under the construction industry as their
Yep.
occupation.
Yep.
And like 2,000 of them are active.
Yeah.
Right. So
Yeah.
there's this big, giant gap, which I'm not saying go play on LinkedIn, but if you do, follow me.
Yeah.
But what I'm
That's
saying
awesome.
is those people have tons and tons and tons of experience and knowledge that they're
Yes.
not sharing, or rather that they're probably sharing in a local space, you know, with the people around them. And there's plenty of opportunity for everybody to share their knowledge and experience. And social media is a phenomenal platform to do that. It's so accessible. And like
100%.
you and I talked about earlier, with all the change makers, all these change leaders, we all have we kind of have a specialty that's our little specialty. We could absolutely do some of the other stuff, but more importantly, we all have our own style, right? Like I got
Yeah.
Chewy.
Yeah.
Nobody else has Chewy, right? Jason got Jason.
Yeah.
And so we could be saying the exact same thing, but because of the style of our delivery,
Yeah.
it's perfectly designed for somebody else. And
Exactly.
so that's a call out to you folks out there in the Omniverse. Start putting your stuff out there because people need it. So there's somebody waiting for your voice to connect with them and make their
Amen.
lives better.
You know, and I was gonna let me say 2 things real quick, and this isn't bragging, this is sharing because I don't want to make something and not be able to share it. But like we do produce those YouTube channels. You can ask us about those specific things at any time. Anyone else in the industry can post their videos to send it to us on that same channel. We've got mural boards with like complete outlines for tax, for super. In fact, there's a whole mural board. Like companies are, I want to create a superintendent system or a foreman system. We got a whole mural board with the book for free and the content and all this stuff. It's all just there. So there's chances are anything anyone wants that's listening to this that wants they want to create it, we'll probably give it to you for free. Like the system, the tax books, the tax reference, the mural boards, the examples, pictures, PowerPoints, presentations, audio files. Somebody the other day was like, if I do morning worker huddles, what am I going to talk about every day when I connect with workers? I'm like, episode 701 to 740, done. Record it for you, or you can go to Learn It to Myth It, whatever you want to do.
Yep.
It's here. So that's one thing. The other thing is, I went the other day and I was talking to a big contractor, and they're like, and I was showing them a picture, and they're like, I don't want to see that. That's our competitor. And I'm like, I've been thinking about this competitor thing. I'm like, you're not going to win a job because you have a spreadsheet that contractor doesn't have. That's idiocy. So, like, this is my ask. I'm asking it today, and I hope people remember. All contractors, and Jesse actually brought it up before I did. Share. Start a YouTube channel. Put your stuff out there. Like, here's my most killer procurement log. Here's my most up-to-date, like, 6-week planning board. And these are all tools. And if you talk to Jen and Jess, they'll be like, it's not all the tools, it's about the people. Amen. But I'd rather those people be listening to the Jen and Jess, No BS with Jen and Jess show, learning how to deal with people and not have to recreate the tools, right? Let's share everything, and anything we got here at Elevator Lean Tech, we'll give it to you. Our template done, our mirror boards done, our visuals done, our graphs done. You got a risk and opportunity register done. You got videos done, all of it. You can have all of it. I want all contractors today start sharing. That's part of the reason we're going backwards, in my opinion, is because we're all worried about competing over stupid stuff instead of having a cooperation where we're cooperating, but we're elevating each other by being the best team and the best people and with the best culture, right?
Yeah.
And so I want to build something. You're going to win a proposal based on the team and the culture and who you are, not on your fancy visuals and not on your tools. So
Yeah.
let's just get that out of the way and start sharing. Am I wrong,
Yes.
Jesse?
No, no, I'm going to say it Jesse style. You're not going to win the proposal because of what your wallpaper looks like.
Yeah.
You're just not.
Not going to happen. I've done too many interviews to think anything else. Every client we ever won, they were like, it was the team. It was how you all work together. I could see you were a real team. They're like, well,
Yep.
how'd you enjoy the presentation? Oh, what presentation? You know,
Yeah,
the team.
whatever. It's the team. It's the people, baby. It always comes out of the people. Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Jason, this has been inspiring. You got a final thought or another OG you want to do a call out for?
Um, well, well, can I do anything?
You absolutely you can.
Yeah. Well, I want to share something that um, well, it's a totally in a different thing. If you have to cut this out, I totally understand. But I want to share an experience. This isn't like a fake thing just because it was Women's Day and Women in Construction Week. But I wanted to do a post on Wednesday, and so I asked Katie for help. I was like, I've got the text written out. I've got everything. I do all my posts myself for LinkedIn like you and everybody else does. I answer all my comments myself. I don't have a robot. There's nothing else. I do those myself. I was like, Katie, I need a woman's perspective because I don't want to come at this, from the corporate white male, don't get it, like,
Yeah.
perspective. This is what I want to say. Am I saying it right? And she came back and had a visual that was a part of the LinkedIn post. I don't know if you saw it, but it showed all of the ladies, the women at Elevate and Lean Tech. So it had Kate on there, it had Elisa, it had all of our just the wonderful leaders. And I'll see if I can show the picture right here.
Oh
Um,
yeah.
yeah, so there's I don't know if you can see it, but there's Kate, there's Elisa, there's Carol, there's Anna, there's Olga, there's Lucy, and there's Ruby there, and there's so many more. We work, and on the last page it had all of the people that we work with. Anyway, I saw this, and just because of their leadership and who they are, like I immediately got teary-eyed, and I was um, like this is powerful. Like the ability for people. So some of these people were told early on in construction, you're a woman, you won't make it here. You don't belong in construction. You don't belong on the job site. You can do a civil engineering degree, but your place is at home. And I'm like, I just want to take this picture and like ram it down everybody's throat and be like,
Yes.
see, they do belong here. And it's not, and I heard, who was it? I think it was Christina was like, it did a LinkedIn post. And it was like, somebody said, I like women in construction because they smell nice or because they have nice handwriting. Like, I don't respect these people because they smell nice and because they have nice handwriting. I respect these people because they're my leaders. They inspire me, they coach me, they mentor me. And I want to say that I want to say this 100%. I celebrate women in construction because not because it's popular, not because of anything else, not because of a social media ploy, but because we will never fix what we're trying to fix unless we have the diversity, men and women, different ethnicities, different backgrounds, workers, leaders, whatever. We're never going to fix this until everyone can feel welcome and supported here, just like I can. And so when somebody makes it and is inclusive, and when I see women in construction, I don't care if they smell nice, everyone should smell nice. I don't care if they have nice handwriting, everyone should have nice handwriting. I don't care if they're gentle and kind, everyone should be gentle and kind. They are my leaders, they are my mentors, they are my examples, they belong here, I want them here, and I'll be darned if I'm going to tolerate any more cuss word, the S word, from anybody in construction that's like anti what we're doing here. There will be no more catcalling. There will be no more harassment. There will be no more discrimination. There will be no more inequality. There will be no more diminishing people. And I just want to make that message clear that like it ends today. And we will be an inclusive and loving industry. And I just want you to know intentionally we hire women. we elevate women, and I celebrate women in construction, again, because of who they are and because of their leadership and because of their insights and what they do for us and also for what they mean to us. And so that's my closing message. It just feels like it's just on my heart right now.
Yeah,
And we
man.
should be doing that with anybody. Anyone who doesn't believe in that can just take the opportunity to leave construction and go somewhere else, because we will have an inclusive, open, and, like Jen and Jess says, vulnerable and transparent industry moving forward. That's how it's going to be. So that's my closing message. I hope that
Damn,
wasn't too much. So
that was gangsta. That's why you're an OG. That's why we had you on the OG spotlight, and we're just gonna close with that. Y'all gonna, you want to get pumped up, listen to the replay, follow Jason, Elevate Construction, hit him up, all kinds of phenomenal stuff. And now you know the heart behind all of the content that is available to you. So Jason, appreciate you for your time. Folks out there in the
love
Omniverse,
you, Jesse.
peace. We'll see you next time.
Bye.